Home half of the first inning, Sacramento strikes for 2 in the top of the frame, so they've got a 2-0 lead. Dustin Harris to lead things off against Sacramento's starting pitcher tonight. It's Kaiwei Tang, right-hander who was traded to San Francisco back in the middle of the 2019 season from the Minnesota Twins. Sam Dyson was the big name going back to Minnesota, the reliever closer at the time, as Tang's first pitch to Dustin Harris. And it's a fastball for strike one. And Kaiwei Tang has fantastic stuff, but he has struggled with his command, and it's been a trying season for him. He started in the Giants' rotation in the big leagues, made 4 appearances for San Francisco, but he had an ERA north of 9 and was sent down to AAA, the 0-1. Harris takes the sweeper. That's a called strike, and we'll get our first challenge of the night here as Dustin Harris would like them to look at this pitch. So we'll go to the music and the board. Take a look, and it's a successful challenge by Round Rock's Harris, and it's overturned. So the count will be 1-1 instead of 0-2. How often do you think you'd be correct if you were a hitter, Diamond Jim, and you had to guess?
I don't know. I was sitting out here the other day thinking, what teams challenge the most? What players challenge the most? Is it pitcher, catcher, batter? I'm sure somebody has all those stats.
Counts 2-1 as the kick and the pitch to Harris. Dustin swings, fouls this out of play left side, so it's 2-2. I don't know the data, but if I had to guess, I would say it's the hitter more often than not, and it's, if you had to decide between who's correct more often, the hitter or the catcher, it's definitely the catcher.
Correct.
The 2-2. Got him looking, fastball on the inner half, and Dustin Harris strikes out. So 1 away in this bottom of the first, Sacramento leading it 2-0. And the catcher, it would make sense. The catcher is seeing the strike zone all night long back there, and so he has a better idea of what's going on. You rarely see the pitcher challenge now. They almost always let their catcher decide whether or not to challenge. Now, last week we were in Las Vegas as Trevor Hauver steps in right on left, and Kaiwei Tang comes set, and the first pitch to Hauver. Trevor swings and flies this out of play deep down the third base line and up toward the roof, so it's 0-1. Max Scherzer was on the mound. He was making a rehab start for the Express, the 4th one this year, but the first in quite some time. It had been since June when he last towed the rubber for the E-Train. Now the 0-1. Hauver swings and ouch, fouls it off his front right foot. Well, he's got that shin guard on, but the baseball always seems to find the part of your leg or foot where there's no protection, so Hauver will
always true
scamper around outside of the box. Anyway, back to my point. Max Scherzer was on the mound. I would think that Sam Huff catching, and I haven't asked him this, probably was willing to challenge more pitches that he originally wouldn't if it was anybody else on the mound, but he wants to make his starter happy, so if it's close, he might challenge it because he might have those eyes of Max Scherzer staring at him saying, go ahead, do it. Challenge it.
I think it was the other night the pitcher did appeal one of the calls.
Now the 0-2 to Hauver. Trevor swings and fouls it back. And, yeah, you will see the pitcher from time to time, you're right, challenge. And a lot of times it's out of frustration where maybe they think it's strike 3 and they'll just tap their head furiously thinking there's no way that's a ball, and then they're incorrect. They'll hold in Kaiwei Tang's 0-2 pitch to Trevor Hauver. Swings and misses. Tang with a dandy of a curveball. So
that was a good pitch.
Well, like I said, he's got sensational stuff, electric stuff. But it's just whether or not he will be in the strike zone, and it's why he was in the Giants' rotation earlier this year. He's only 25 years old. Was given the largest bonus to any Taiwanese product in the 2017 international class. He signed with the Twins. First pitch to Blaine Krim, and that's low and outside for ball 1. And I could see the strike zone.
He called that a strike.
He called it a strike? Never mind, it's 0-1.
He sure did.
The set, and now the 0-1 pitch here to Blaine Krim. That's outside. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, I could see the zone here. I started glancing at my strike zone before I saw the call come in. And you could tell right away when it's an incorrect call as the 1-1. Fastball called strike on the outer corner. And it's 1-2. And a lot of times, these guys are so hesitant about making a challenge early in the game because you just don't want to lose them. You want to have them in your back pocket. 2-0 Sacramento, bottom of the first. Nobody on. Blaine Krim, the batter. Slightly open stance. Kaiwei Tang, the right-hander, on the bump tonight for the River Cats, is 1-2. Krim swings a one-hopper. It's snared by the third baseman, Schmidt. He'll take his time and throw a dart to first base. That thing came in at about 99 miles per hour to Trenton Brooks. 3 up, 3 down for Kaiwei Tang, and we'll go to the top of the second. It's 2-0 Sacramento on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. We don't know exactly what that is, and we're both asking each other. Neither of us had the answer, the 0-1.
So your next natural thing is to go to Google.
Go to Google. We did that, and we figured out how Sacramento got its name. It was back when the team moved from Vancouver. Obviously, the river part of the name River Cat as the pitch, and Huff will swing and bounce this down the third base line, but foul, so it'll stay 0-2. The Sacramento River right there where their ballpark is in West Sacramento, so that makes sense. But they decided on River Cats just on a fan vote. That was it. There's no actual River Cat or some kind of legend of a River Cat living around the ballpark, lurking around Sacramento. It's just a fan vote that went on. So there you go. Now the 0-2. Low and outside, a ball and 2 strikes. And for a long time, they were an Oakland Athletics affiliate. And then they switched over to become a San Francisco Giants affiliate. And now the Giants are going to share their AAA club in the ballpark with the big league Athletics, the 1-2. Got him looking. Kaiwei Tang has been sharp. There's the sinker. So 1 away in this second, and it brings up Fernando Chavez.
Well, in the past, minor league teams generally just took the name of their parent club. So not always, but a lot of times.
Yeah, and we've seen all these crazy names over the years. Rocket City Trash Pandas.
Right.
One of the newer ones over the last 5-10 years.
Yep.
First pitch to Chavez batting from the left side. And he'll take the curveball for strike 1. I'll tell you what, it's early in this game. Only an inning and a third right now. But Kaiwei Tang, right, early on, this is the 5th batter that he's faced. He's got full control of his entire arsenal. This has been impressive as the 0-1. Chavez swings and misses. Fastball at 95, zips by him.
I was just going to say that. He is in control tonight.
So much movement on everything that he's throwing. He's got a great curveball, sinker. That was just a 4-seam fastball. He's got a sweeper as well. It's been tough to pick up for these Round Rock hitters, and you can just tell by some of these swings. Now the 0-2. Chavez swings and fouls it out of play. Fernando Chavez hitting only 198 in his first 26 games with the Express this year. Has had a couple of stints with Round Rock, but this latest has been an extended one. Now the hold and the 0-2 offering. Chavez waves at a curveball. Tang with a 4th strikeout. 2 down in this second. He's punched down 4 of the first 5 that he's faced this evening. Well, Diamond Jim, there's not many pitchers in this league, I would say, strike you out, but I think he might be able to.
I think so.
Here's Kellen Strom to bat. Strom, the right-hander, hitting 250, first pitch. Fastball that just misses off the plate for ball 1.
Back in the early days of the Express, and I think go back to 2000, 2001, we had a pitcher who could throw 98 consistently. You just didn't know where the ball was going.
The 1-0. Low and outside, 2 balls and no strikes.
But sometimes he'd be on, and he'd strike out 8 or 10 batters.
That's one of my favorite parts about the minor leagues and a full minor league season, watching these guys every day, because you can see the development early on, maybe struggling, as now the 2-0. Just off the plate, low and outside. Knapp thought about a challenge there, but it's 3-0. And you get to watch these guys slowly start to figure it out. One of those guys this year for us has been Trevor Hauver, who's batting 2nd tonight. He's been so great in the last month, and you can just tell as the 3-0.
Yeah, he was going to be my pick for tonight.
Your Diamond Jim's pick of the night.
Right.
We didn't go to you. We didn't have time there at the end of the pregame.
But I had it written down.
Retroactively, it's Trevor Hopper.
That's it.
That's your pick.
That is it.
So a walk here for Kellen, and Jax Biggers will step in. So Tang, just as we are raving about his great start to this game, issues a walk. And it was on 4 pitches, and so now Jax climbs in. And the first offering. That's low and in for ball 1. Third baseman up onto the grass, Casey Schmidt. You always have to be careful with Jax Biggers because he will sneak a bunt down.
Yes.
And grab a hit. Now the 1-0 pitch from Kai-Wei Tang. Strom can run. 10 stolen bases, the pitch. Biggers swings and fouls it off, so it's 1-1. Kellen has not been caught yet since coming up from Double-A Frisco at the end of July. He's a great base stealer. He was a great football player in high school. His brother played college football, who we looked up to.
These guys are just athletes.
1-1 is inside, 2-1. Now a quick throw down to first as Andrew Knapp, the catcher, trying to catch Strom sleeping, but it's 2-1. Man on first, 2 outs, bottom of the second. Sacramento took a 2-0 lead in the top of the first when Trenton Brooks belted a 2-run homer. Kai-Wei Tang all the way on that first base side of the mound. Throwing from the stretch for the first time, and the 2-1. Biggers fouls it back, and it's 2-2. Kai-Wei Tang listed at 6'4", 260 pounds. And we were having the conversation earlier in the year, Matt Cada and I, that I felt like this Round Rock roster could compete with anybody on a football field, just how big some of these relievers are. I take it back after seeing Sacramento this week, as they've got 6'4", they've got 6'8", 6'6". All 3 of their starters the last 3 nights have been 6'4" or above.
Wow, that is tremendous.
Another athlete on the mound tonight in Kai-Wei Tang, and he's throwing it well early. Is now his 2-2 pitch to Jax Biggers. Strom will run, and they got him looking. It's the curveball again. Tang has punched out 5 in the first 2 frames tonight, and he's done it quite easily. So we'll go to the top of the third. Great to have him with us as we start this bottom of the third. It's 2-0 Sacramento. And it'll be Alex DeGote to lead things off. 8-9-1 due up. DeGote, Marcus Smith, and Dustin Harris. As Kai-Wei Tang has been dominant through the first 2 innings. And for Round Rock, they have struck out 5 times in 2 frames. And for DeGote or maybe Smith, even Harris, a bunt might be a good idea to kind of throw off the rhythm of the right-hander. As Tang's first pitch. It's a fastball for strike 1. Maybe sneak one down. It would have to be that first base side. Third baseman Schmidt is sniffing a bunt right now, so he's up closer toward the grass. And the 0-1. Goody swings and slices it on the ground down the right field side for a base hit. So Alex DeGote has the first Round Rock hit of the evening. Sacramento with this 2-0 advantage, and it brings up Marcus Smith. Well, Diamond Jim, you love to see a guy go in the opposite field, lets the ball travel, and just shoots that down the right field line.
It does. That was a great hit right there.
So now Marcus Smith is playing in his 7th AAA game tonight.
Did he just come up from Frisco?
He is from High A Hickory as the first pitch here to Smith. That's up and in for ball 1. And he was traded to the Rangers back in 2020, and it was Dustin Harris along with Smith traded to Texas, and they are finally teammates together here with the Express now, as they were both in the A's organization to start their careers. Throw over to first, and DeGote able to get back in time. And Smith, who last year missed most of the season with shoulder surgery, and so he's back this year. He's a great base stealer and getting more and more comfortable in the box at the AAA level. A big hit last night to drive into as the 1-0 is outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
I just noticed he has 3 RBIs since he's been here.
First multi-RBI game of his AAA life coming yesterday. Smith, who was committed to the University of Michigan, but elected to turn pro as the 2-0. Called strike, top of the zone, and Smith is going to challenge. And this is a big moment, his first challenge of his AAA career. Everybody wants to know if he's getting one of those certificates downstairs, and he is. It's overturned. A successful challenge. We joked earlier in the season that you get your first hit, you get a baseball. When you challenge for the first time and you're correct, you get a certificate. It says, my first challenge, just like you're coming to the ballpark for the first time, right?
Fantastic.
So the count 3-0 here to Smith. And Tang's pitch. Called strike, fastball at the knees. Well, you could tell the hesitation before he decided to do it. First time, thinking about it. You don't want to be incorrect. You're the new guy. You don't want to lose a challenge in the third inning. Gets it right. Goody creeping off the first base bag, and now Kaiwei Tang's 3-1. Smith swings, just gets a piece, and it's 3-2. That was a changeup there from Tang. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors for Sacramento. It's no runs, a hit, no errors for Round Rock. That first hit just coming off the bat of Alex DeGoey to start this bottom of the third. And he's got some speed.
That's what I was thinking. DeGoey can run.
Smaller lead than normal right now, though. Is the payoff pitch. Breaking ball, got him looking. DeGoey takes off late. The throw down to second goes into center field. Alex will just pop up and stand on top of the second base bag. He's not going anywhere. So a stolen bag, but it's now a 6th strikeout for Kaiwei Tang. And it brings up Dustin Harris. Harris struck out back in the first inning. So Dustin, who's one of the best base stealers in the league, he's got great speed, and we always talk about Dustin's ability on the bases, but as the first pitch from Tang, it's a curveball for strike 1. Our other favorite part of his game that we gush over is that he runs hard every single time he puts the baseball in play. And
yes, he does.
Somebody that these young kids who come to the ballpark can look up to. Now the 0-1. That's downstairs, so it's 1 ball and 1 strike. And in scoring position for the E-Train, trying to get on the board in this bottom of the third. Only 1 out. Diamond Jim's pick of the night is in the on-deck circle, Trevor Havers. A 1-1. Down and in, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Were you a great base stealer when you were playing?
I was not, but I was pretty fast for a short guy. And when I was playing softball, I was leadoff batter because I got on base all the time.
Look back at second, and here's the 2-1 to Dustin Harris. Swings and misses. Fastball blown by him. It's 2-2. All right, well, we won't ask you for your keys to stealing bases then.
But the guy who hit behind me, he could put it right down the first base line. And then he was running. I couldn't, you can't lead base till the ball passes. It's like Little League till it passes the bat. So I'm hustling, and I can hear him galloping behind me. There were times I went all the way to home from first base.
The hold and the 2-2. It's up top, 3 balls and 2 strikes. He's breathing right down your neck. You got to be careful he doesn't run by you.
Exactly.
Payoff pitch coming up. Feels like an important one. It's early in this game, but you can tell Kaiwei Tang having a little bit of trouble right now. I haven't said that early in this game. He's been great. Payoff pitch. Harris fights it off and bloops it foul over the screen, third base line and into the stands. And we stare out at this ballpark, and I always say it, every time we come back from the road, when we're gone for a week, we come back, and that visiting clubhouse continues.
It changes.
To go up and getting closer and closer to being done. There's Tang's payoff pitch. Breaking ball outside, ball 4. That was close, waiting for a call, and Harris ends up walking. So it's first and second. That's the second walk issue tonight by Tang. And Trevor Hopper coming up. Now that's a tough pitch to take if you're Dustin Harris. It was right there on the edge of the strike zone. But he knew it was a ball. We'll take first, and now Hopper, who's got one of the best eyes on this team, will climb in. First pitch from Tang. Swung on and fouled back. A fastball at 93.9 miles per hour.
Yeah, that was fast.
Sacramento with a 2-0 lead in this bottom of the third, but Round Rock is threatening. Tang stares in, comes set, looks at second. DeGote jumping off the base as the 0-1 is outside. It's a ball and a strike. DeGote just trying to throw off Kaiwei Tang on the mound here. He was dancing off the bag. Island Cobra joined by Diamond Jim Ratzman. And his pick of the night was Trevor Hopper. So if he comes through here with a hit,
my guy's
score a run.
Come through, exactly.
Now the 1-1. Inside almost hits him. It's 2 balls and a strike. You could tell when Tang issued that walk in the second inning after striking out the first 2 batters. It was a 4-pitch walk. He came back, struck out Biggers. He was up a single to start this third, strikes out Smith, but then walks Harris. A little bit erratic right now as the 2-1. That's downstairs. It's 3 balls and a strike.
It's like he gets a little nervous once he has runners on the bases.
And Round Rock's got 2 of them right now and an opportunity to get on the board. These fans are waiting for something to cheer about here. A great crowd on this Friday night as the 3-1 from Kaiwei Tang. Hopper swings and pops it up, but this will sail out of play. Third base line, about 9 or 10 rows up, and so it's 3-2 now. Well, that was the pitch. It was a sinker, just a little bit elevated, and you can tell it took a big cut on it.
Yep.
Hopper has 8 homers, 46 RBIs. He's sporting a 20-game on-base streak. And now the payoff pitch. Breaking ball high for ball 4. 2 great takes, one from Harris, now another from Hopper on a 3-2 pitch. Both of them taking a baseball just barely outside the zone, and they're loaded up for the dangerous Blaine Krim.
And out comes the pitching coach.
So out to the mound, it'll be Alan Quijano to chat with Kaiwei Tang. 1 down, and this bottom of the third. Over on third base, Alex DeGote. Dustin Harris is on second. Trevor Hopper on first, and there's only 1 out. And it's Blaine Krim, who is having a fantastic 2024, tied for 5th in the Pacific Coast League in hits this year with 131. Diamond Jim, you've gotten a chance to see Blaine Krim the last couple of years. How fun has this guy been?
This guy is fun to watch, and he's been on a streak the last week or 2.
He has been on fire. Kaiwei Tang will come set, and his first pitch to Krim. Blaine swings and pops it up on the infield, just got under it. Sprinting in, 3 infielders, third baseman Schmidt reaching out and makes the catch right in front of the pitcher's mound. Wow, at the last second, they put that tan-colored glove in front of him, right around his thigh, and made the catch. So there's 2 down, and Blaine, he got an elevated sinker. He wanted to hammer that over the shed out there in center field.
Yeah. He can see that one going to the outfield someplace.
So now it's Sam Huff, speaking of another guy swinging the bat well, as the first pitch. And Huff will take a called strike. Sam sporting a 12-game hitting streak coming into tonight. 3rd longest active streak in the PCL. He has simplified things over the last few weeks. Now the 0-1. Going outside, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. It's a long season, ups and downs. You're always looking for one little thing that can change your swing, and it seems like Sam Huff has found that. Tang the set and the 1-1. Going outside, 2 balls and a strike, and he's trying to pound that outer corner. He's just missing.
Yeah, both those guys have been hitting a lot of line drives for hits, singles, doubles.
Sam Huff would love one of those here. Bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the third, 2-0 Sacramento. The pitch from Tang. Late on the sinker, it's by him, 2-2. Well, he chased one just above the zone. Wei Tang, what does he have in his back pocket here for Huff? The 2-2. Huff swings and chops it foul down the third base line to keep this at-bat alive. Well, he's got that big over-the-top curveball. He can go to his sweeper. He's been sticking to that sinker at 95, though. He just went to it again there. Maybe try and go back up top and see if Huff will chase. The hold and the 2-2. Looking for the outer edge, missed, and it's 3-2, and Tang kind of leaned over and grimaced, thinking he had strike 3.
This is the 4th batter he's on full count on.
The payoff pitch. Down and out, ball 4. It's a walk with the bases loaded. It'll produce a run, and Round Rock cuts the Sacramento lead in half. It's 2-1 in this bottom of the third. Some great takes from Sam Huff, and it ends up drawing him a walk. And now Fernando Chavez will climb in. So an RBI for Sam is 62nd of the year. First pitch, squares around a bunt.
Whoa, look at that.
Third base side. That'll score a run. We're tied at 2. Round Rock takes a page out of the Sacramento playbook. We saw the River Cats do that last night. And Chavez says, I'll try this. And we're even at 2 in this third.
Folks, that was perfect. You could see it happening, and you knew that everybody was going to be safe.
A little small ball here for the E-Train, and Kellen Strom will bat. Bases still loaded. First pitch, Kellen waves at a slider. So it's DeGote scoring, and then Harris streaking home. Havers on third, Huff on second, Chavez on first. The pitch to Kellen, the 0-1's down and out, and it's a ball and a strike. Well, Sacramento did that to perfection last night. A safety squeeze just down that third base side, and Round Rock, they'll do the same tonight. Here's Tang's 1-1. Just low and outside. He's had a couple of pitches that have been oh so close, but he misses again, and now it's 2-1. And all of a sudden, the Sacramento bullpen is active. After the dominant start for Tang, he has started to lose some steam here. As the 2-1, check swing foul ball. It's 2-2. Kellen has come up in big moments this year. It's still only the bottom of the third, but he's hitting above 280 with men in scoring position, and so everybody will take their lead. 2-2, 2 outs. Wei Tang the set, and the pitch. Down low, just misses. No challenge from Andrew Knapp. And it's now 3-2. Wow. I mean, he has just been missing by under a half an inch on the outer side of the plate. That one a little bit low as well. The payoff pitch from Wei Tang. Breaking ball that almost hits him. Strom will walk with the bases loaded, and Round Rock takes a 3-2 lead. And now Jax Biggers is coming up, and you wonder how much longer Kai-Wei Tang will stay in this game. Dave Brundage, the manager, has a decision to make. And Jax Biggers, somebody that doesn't swing at a lot of pitches outside the strike zone.
He has thrown a lot of pitches this inning.
Tang is now at 66 for the game. That was actually his 67th as his first pitch to Jax. And this gets away from Knapp, and Huff will stride home and score. A wild pitch to bring home a 4th run in this bottom of the 3rd. To 3rd goes Chavez, Strom to 2nd. Round Rock has not needed to put the ball in play to score in this 3rd frame. Just that bunt, that's the only hit here that has scored a run. The other 3 coming home on either walks, that time a wild pitch, a 1-0. That side, 2-0. Alex Dagote's on deck. He started this inning off with a single.
Yeah, we batted around.
Tang, the hold, and the 2-0 to Biggers. And Jack swings and clubs this high and deep down the right field line. Right fielder Arbach going over toward the sidewall, and it's out of play. Now, off the bat, looked like that was going to carry some down the line. Jax Biggers enters tonight's game. He's 7th in the Pacific Coast League in on-base percentage. Got an OBP of 387 this year. 2 down, bottom of the 3rd. It's 4-2 Express. The 2-1 inside, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Kai-Wei Tang, I think this might be his last batter if he cannot retire Jax Biggers. Well, he's had some difficult outings this year. He's allowed 5 runs or more in 7 appearances. Now he'll step off the back of the mound.
That's not a good record to have, is it?
It is not, and the earned run average at 8.70 coming into this game, and he's been a top prospect since he got into their organization, the Giants, that is, in 2019. As the 3-1. Biggers cuts and misses. Slider, and it's now 3-2. Chavez at 3rd and Strom at 2nd with above average speed. And with 2 outs, a single should easily score a pair of runs. Payoff pitch. Jack swings and he gets under it. Pops it up on the infield. Second baseman coming in, it's Estrada. Brooks, the first baseman, will take charge and make the catch on the grass. But Round Rock scoring 4 times in this 3rd. And they've got a 4-2 lead as we go to the top of the 4th here from Dell Diamond on this Friday night.